Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you've all had a lovely week. I'm Esiri, and if you're new, welcome. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so that you're notified every time I post a video. So I had my daughter in October and now she's 15 weeks, so she's almost 4 months. I wanted to get this video out before then, but when I first had her, I was really concerned that she wouldn't latch on, but there wasn't any issues with in terms of breastfeeding, so I was able to feed her. But what I found is that she would cry all the time at the hospital. Like, she was always crying. So I asked the midwife to have a look, and she checked. She was like, the breastfeeding's fine, but because of the birth, that she's finding feeding to be quite difficult, and that's because she was quite floppy when she came out. So the midwife recommended that I gave her a bottle. So I was like, no, I don't want to give her a bottle, because I was adamant that I wanted to exclusively breastfeed her. But the midwife was like, it's not something that she normally recommends to mothers, but in this instance she can see that it's just not working out for us. So because I was getting quite overwhelmed and baby was just crying, so she said give her the bottle and see how she goes. So because I wanted to breastfeed, I didn't have any milk with me, so the midwife was like, don't worry, they can supply it. So she got me some formula milk and I gave it to my daughter, and she drank it so quickly, like she gobbled the milk down without stopping, and then she started crying again. So I called the midwife, and the midwife was like, oh, let's try her with some more milk. So she gave her some more, and again she drank it straight away without stopping. So she was like, oh, you've got a hungry baby on your hands. And I was like, oh yeah, I can see that. So I was just like, does that mean I'm not going to be able to breastfeed? So she told me to keep trying her with the breast, because at this point now she was refusing the breast milk, because she was like, oh, I can just eat easily and have the bottle and she's full. So I was really upset about that, and I actually cried quite a bit about it. But my partner was like, don't worry, like just keep trying her with the breast and eventually she'll take it. So by day 3, because we were in the hospital for 4 days, so by day 3 after she was born, she started taking the breast, and I would top her up with the bottle, and that was working fine. I was happy with that. And then we decided, okay, we'll just combi feed. So she was having breast milk topped up with her bottles, and that worked fine for us. So we go home now, and we get home, and I put her in the cot the first night home, and she was crying. And I was like, why is she crying? Because in the hospital she was sleeping. I know, like, in the hospital, so it's policy that babies have to sleep in the cot. You're not allowed to co-sleep. So I did try that the first night after I had her. I tried to keep her in bed with me, and the midwife was just like, no, we don't tolerate that here. It's not our trust policy for you to have your baby in bed, because we're not going to be liable if anything was to happen to the baby. So she slept in the cot in the hospital. Now we bring her home, and she wouldn't stay in her cot. So the first night home, none of us had any sleep. So second night comes around, and I'm like, no, we're not doing this. I said to my partner that she needs to come into the bed with us, and she slept. So since she come home, she's co-slept with us, and that's worked for us. Now I spoke to my health visitor about it, and she was like, that's fine, just do what works for you and your family. And then she just signposted me to sources that recommend, or not recommend, but like provide advice for healthy co-sleeping. So that's been working for us. So since she has been born, she has slept all through the night, and that's because I could just easily breastfeed her while she's at my side. I don't have to get out of bed. She doesn't wake up. Literally all she does is a little and then I know to get the boob out, and she wait. So when she was about 5 or 6 weeks, she started to refuse the bottle completely. So I exclusively breastfeed now, and it is a lot of hard work, but she loves it, I love it, and it's what I wanted. So we're happy, and that works for us. So yeah, so she feeds very well and she sleeps very well. Now, when she was 6 weeks, she had a 6-week check with the GP, and the GP said everything was fine. She was developing as she should. And yeah, at around 6 weeks, she was starting to like smile as well. and like make eye contact, and she would like look at me and follow me around the room. And yeah, so that's, she was meeting her milestones in that, from that aspect. So I was happy with that. And then when she was about 7 weeks, I noticed that she would like show interest with toys. So I tried to introduce her to her play gym, but she wasn't interested in it. So I thought maybe she's a bit too young. So I didn't reintroduce that until she was 10 weeks. And now she loves it. It's like she kicks it. It's the Fisher Price kick and plate one. So she'll kick at it and she tries to reach out for the little toys that are dangling down, which is good. Now, when she was about 8 weeks, 9 weeks, she started showing signs of teething. So I just give her teething powder. It's the Ashton and Pearson one, and that works fine for her. We're just waiting for her teeth to come through, really. And she's not a grumpy baby when she's teething. She's actually quite chilled, actually, my daughter. She's chill. She's a good baby. So yeah. Because she was born during the pandemic, she was introduced to my family and friends via WhatsApp and FaceTime calls. So if she sees the phone, she always tries to like go for the phone. And it's sweet because it's like, oh, she recognizes people. But like sometimes I'll be having a conversation with my sister and then she comes with her little hands like trying to grab the phone. I'm like, no, young lady, not just yet. You're just a baby. Take it easy, take it slowly. When you get to that age, then you can have a phone. But it's just sweet to watch. It's sweet to watch her. So she recognizes me, she recognizes her dad, and she's making attempts now to like put her arms out to be held by whoever she wants to be held. So that's good. Another thing that she's doing now, which she didn't start until she was about maybe 2 months, it was rolling. So she's able to like roll herself over. She doesn't like to do it, so she despises tummy time, but if you leave her on her tummy, eventually she'll roll over. And now that she's 3 months, she's sitting herself up. I support her back with a pillow. So she's got the breastfeeding pillow. I use that to help her sit up, or I just sit behind her and she can like sit herself forward. Sometimes she'll fall to the side, so eventually she'll get there. Yeah, so in the last 3 months, she's had 2 of her baby vaccines. The first one she had around 8 weeks. And when she had it, she was taking a dummy at that time. She doesn't take one anymore. But when the nurse gave her the injection, she started crying, and then I just gave her the dummy and she started sucking the dummy. She was fine. She was easily soothed with that. And then she settled. Now we went for the second one, and as soon as she got the injection, she was looking at me and I was looking at her, but she wasn't crying. So I thought maybe, did the nurse give it to her? Or maybe she just didn't feel it. And then, oh my goodness, she started crying so loudly and I couldn't console her. I tried breastfeeding her. She wouldn't take it. She was pushing me away, just kept pushing the boobs away, screaming the building down. And then eventually she settled down. So when we came out of that appointment and went to reception to book the 4-month baby one, which is a 16-week one, the reception was like, is everything okay? Like, all the babies come in and do this. And I was so flustered because this is my first time being out in public with her and her behaving like this. But the reception was like, don't worry, all the babies do it. So I was like, yeah. Like, to be honest, like at that point I was like, I just want to hurry up and get to my car. That's all that was going through my head. I just want to hurry up, book the next appointment and get to my car. But it is just one of those things. Every baby goes through it, and every mother will go through like those emotions, but just know your baby will be okay. So yeah, I'm happy with how she's developing. She's able to sit up supported with a pillow. She can't do it by herself just yet, and she recognizes people. And she has a TV show that she watches. She really likes Cocomelon, and she recognizes the characters and the songs. So when it comes on, you see, it doesn't matter where she is in the room. She's like, her head, like she's just looking for the TV. So that's nice to see. And I'm happy that my baby is meeting all her milestones according to her little red book. If I get that, I will show you it. So in the UK, we have the little red book for babies, and it has some milestones in there. And I've had a look, she's meeting them, and the health visitor said that's fine. She's absolutely happy with the development that baby girl's making. So I can't wait to see how she develops over the next couple of weeks. and I will be filming her 4-month baby update at some point during the next month. But thank you for watching my video. Hope you guys stay safe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.